A packed crowd inside the Holiday Inn in Panama City Beach as Donald Trump Jr. hosted his Operation MAGA rally this afternoon. There were multiple speakers, including Representative Matt Gaetz, who opened the event, followed by Governor Ron DeSantis, among several other speakers who all relayed the same message: overpower the polls come Election Day.
But I do this all the time when I go to places, and I don't just speak to people who are, MAGA-based like we may have up here. I go to college campuses. I'll speak to people who are not just conservatives.
In regards to the Trump administration's response to the COVID-19 pandemic, Trump Jr. tells us that you can take reasonable precaution, but you can also be reasonable without shutting down business, complimenting Governor DeSantis' efforts during the coronavirus pandemic. When it comes to a second debate, President Trump also this morning opposing a virtual debate, Trump Jr. defending his father's opposition.
Think about that for a second. So if you're not doing a live debate, am I to really trust that someone isn't giving Joe Biden flashcards with answers to questions he already knows are there? I don't trust that.
History has shown us it's not out of the ordinary for a president or vice president to visit a disaster area following something like what we saw with Hurricane Sally just a few weeks ago. I asked Trump Jr., does the president or vice president plan to visit the areas of Northwest Florida impacted by Hurricane Sally? Trump Jr. telling us with the president under quarantine, it's still uncertain.
I know it's been a real priority for him, and he's had a great working relationship with Ron DeSantis, your governor, to deal with those issues, to make sure that Floridians that were affected and other Americans in all of the affected areas were taken care of, and so they can get back on their feet.